Some of us more than anything just need to let go. We need to let go of these unrealistic expectations. We need to let go of who we were in the past and understand that that girl I was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, she's dead. I have repented and turned away from those sins. And I don't have to keep carrying around the list of all of the bad things that I've done to hold it next to what God wants to give me and see if I myself think that I deserve that. So I hope that in my just explaining what's going on with me, that maybe you would see some connections on what's going on with you. Because I think many of us are at this precipice, this opportunity, this fork in the road of deciding whether or not we're going to believe God and allow him to do what he wants to do in our lives, or if we're going to keep going on the road that we think we deserve and we think we've earned and we think we can manage because we're comfortable in it and disobeying God. I watched this woman the other day who was talking to a street preacher, and she was like, I'm very comfortable in my relationship with God. I'm comfortable with how close I am with him. I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable with that. But she was also comfortable in her sin. My relationship with God is not comfortable. I love God. I know that I can run to him with literally any of my problems, but I'm not so comfortable in my relationship with God that I'm going to openly sin and practice things that are against his will and still feel comfortable in that relationship. That would be like me being married and being so comfortable in my relationship with my spouse that I go out and cheat on him. That is not how the gospel works. Relationship with God should not be so comfortable that you feel like the sacrifice that Jesus made on the cross should just allow you to do whatever you want. And that includes disobeying God through false humility. So here's some practicals for you. If you are feeling upset with God and mad at God that he is not bringing what you've been praying for, and that you've been feeling left out and neglected, the first thing I want you to do is to sit down and journal and ask God the lies that you're still believing about yourself and the lies that you're still believing about him, and completely journal through both of those things. Because when I did that yesterday, there's a lot of pretty horrible things that I was believing about myself. And because of that, I was also believing some pretty bad things about God. Past that, once you're done with that, I want you to replace all of those lies with truth. Who God actually is, who God says you are, what we are afforded because of the gospel and because of the finished work of Christ on the cross. And then after that, I want you to ask God, where do your standards need to change in order for you to be willing and ready to receive what God is wanting you to receive?